Hello everyone. Let's discuss about how to create VPC, subnets, EC2 instances and RDS MySQL database. Along that, we can also connect a MySQL database to the EC2 instance. Let's see what is VPC, why we need VPC. VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud, and it is a private network within a cloud environment that allow you to control and manage your own isolated section of the cloud. It enables you to configure IP addresses, subnets, route tables, and security groups while connecting securely to the internet. VPC is like creating your own private network in the cloud. It helps you keep your resource secure and separate from others. So let's create one VPC. So in search bar type VPC. In left side corner you see your VPCs. So go there. So you create VPC. In VPC settings you have two options. One is VPC only and VPC and more. VPC only is your private network in AWS. It's isolated from the rest of the internet unless you connect it. While VPC and more is when you add more to your VPCs, you can do things like you need to access the internet, keep some resource private, connect two PCs. All things are comes under VPC and more. Let's create on VPC only. Uh, give a name. I'm going giving my VPC. So next, IPv4 CIDR. Here I am giving IP addresses to the bar 24. 192.168.0.0 bar 24 is the IP address for the VPC. So this IP address defines a specific network with its range of IP addresses. 192.168.0.0 is the network address. It represents the starting point of the IP address range in this network. Bar 24 indicates the subnet mask. It means the first 24 bits of the IP address are reserved for the network partition and the remaining 8 bits are available for the host address within the network. So after that, create VPC. Creates. For VPC, we need subnets, internet gateway, route table, and also security groups. Next, we'll create subnets. Subnets. Subnet is a small network within a VPC that divides the larger network into smaller one. Subnet allow you to organize and control the flow of network traffic within your VPCs. Each subnet has its own range of IP address and it can either be a public or a private subnet. So let's create a subnet. VPC ID. Here create VPC. What I have now created. So guys, in one VPC you can create maximum of 200 subnets. But here I'm going to create only 2 or 3 subnets. Uh, Giving a name, my subnet 1. So guys, next is availability zone. Availability zone is like a separate data center within a region. AWS has multiple availability zone in each region and each one is isolated from the other to ensure that if something goes wrong in one availability zone, the others keep working. So I'm using here EU North 1A. So subnet CIDR block, I'm giving 192.168 point um, 0.0 bar 26. So um, in 24 CI, okay, I'll explain now what is CIDR block. Stands for classless interdomain routing, and it is a technique for allocating IP addresses, and it is a partition of the subnet. Guys, if you have any doubts while partitioning the subnets or how to find the CIDR block, here I refer one website, that is 20 site 24 into 7. In network address block, give the IP address what we are using for VPC bar 24. So here you can choose a number of subnets how you want to create. So I'm giving 4. See here CIDR notation 192.168.0.0. This number I have given for the CIDR block, and this is the subnets of the CIDR blocks. Um, so here I have created one subnet, and I'm adding another subnets. To guys, don't use same availability zone for each subnets. So use different availability zone. So while if it's get any crashes, so the other availability zone can take care of this box. So next CIDR block 64 bar 26. I'm adding another subnet 3. Let's create subnets. So it takes time to create. So see guys, I have the subnets. So in 24 CIDR notation, you can create 251 devices. For bar 26, you can create 59 devices to connect the subnets. So next is Internet Gateway. Internet gateway is nothing but it acts an intermediate between the internet and VPC to establish the communication with a IP address. Every VPC has an internet gateway which allow to make input and output requests from the outside the VPC. So let's create a VPC. I'm giving the name internet gateway. So create internet gateway. Guys, once you create internet gateway, you need to attach the internet gateway with the VPC. So in the right side corner you will see action. So in there you have to select attach to VPC. So available VPC. So what you guys are created, select the VPC and attach the internet gateway. To communicate with the internet, you need to attach an internet gateway with the VPC. So guys, next is route tables. A route table is nothing but by default route table gets created while creating a VPC. A route table takes care of the communication of the internet. A route table gets IP address from the internet gateway for communicating between the routing table and the internet gateway. Already we have one a route table. By default it's get created. Once the VPC is created, um, enter into that route table, and guys, you can see your edit routes. um, so here you can add a route. Use I'm using 0.00 here. Use um, internet gateway for communicating. So use created internet gateway now. So select that internet gateway and save changes. After add a routes, you need to associate your subnet with the route table. So go to subnet association. So here edit subnet association, select all the subnets and save association. This comes under the route table. So let's discuss about security groups. Under security you can see security groups. So guys, what is security groups? Security groups um, acts as a virtual firewall for your EC2 instance to control incoming and outgoing traffics. Both inbound and outbound rules control the flow of the traffics. So, what is inbound rule and outbound rule? So, inbound rule is nothing but data coming into a system like someone is accessing your websites. Outbound rule means data going out from the system, like your server system, like your server sending a request to the another website. So let's create security groups. So I'm giving the security groups. Give description. Here I'm allowing SSH and MySQL. So select VPC. So guys, here you need to add a inbound rule. Means like you are someone accessing your website. So someone accessing your VPC account, you need to add some. So here I'm adding SSH. SSH stands for secure shell. It's a way to securely connect to and control another computer over a net. So it's already showing its port number. Adding say ADR 0. Adding another rule that is MySQL. When you connect to MySQL database, your connection request go through this port number. 3306 is the port number of the MySQL. So let's create security groups. So guys, this is what how to create VPC, subnets, route tables, internet gateway, and security groups. This is all about virtual private cloud. So let's discuss about how to create EC2 instances and what is EC2 instances, and let's see what all are come under the while creating the EC2 instances. So in search bar, type EC2, go to EC2, uh, and the left side corner you can see instances. Select that. So guys, what is EC2? EC2 stands for Elastic Cloud Compute. EC2 is a service that helps user to create multiple servers with different configuration. Let's create one EC2 instance, launch instances. So give a name, giving instance only. Whatever you want, you can give the name. So next, application and OS image, Amazon machine image. AMI is like a snapshot of a computer setup. It includes the operating systems, any installed software and settings. You use it to quickly launch a new virtual computer in AWS with everything already set up just the way you want. Already it's a pre-installed one. You can select which one you want. Here I'm going to use Amazon 2. Here we have Amazon Linux and Amazon Linux 2. Amazon Linux 2 is an updated version with more features and better support compared to the older version of Amazon Linux. So here I'm using Amazon Linux 2. So next is instance type. An instance types determine the hardware resource for an instance in Amazon EC2. Each instance types offers different combination of CPUs, memory, storage, and network. In another word, we can say it has a hardware components. So use whichever free trial eligible you have, use that one. I'm using T3 Micro. So next is key pair. So key pair is a combination of public key that is used for encrypted the data, um, and private key is used for the decrypted the data. So if you have any existing key pair, you can select the key pairs or else create new key pair. So give whatever you like, that name you give. I'm giving instances. Um, so um, I just told no. Keeper is nothing but the combination of public key and a private key. For the both private and public, here I'm going to use RSA. Um, so in private key format, we have two types: a .pem and a PPK. So .pem files are used to connect to a virtual server from the Linux computer. PPK files are used with the program called PuTTY on Windows to connect to a virtual server. Uh, PuTTY is the another form of creating the servers. So here I'm using PEM to access the Linux. So create key pair. So your instance gets selected. So in network setting, edit. So already we have created VPCs and let's take subnet 1. So here we have created security groups. No, select existing security group and select whatever security group you have created just. That's it. This is the configuration storage. You have 8 GB. So launch instances. This is about how to create EC2 instances. Let's discuss about RDS. RDS is nothing but relational database. RDS is a service that make it easy to use and manage database in the cloud. It handles the things like backups, updates, and scaling automatically, so you don't have to worry about the task. It works with different types of database like MySQL, Oracle, and SQL servers. So let's create one database. Create database. Uh, So in creating database, you have to choose database creation method. Here we have two types of creation methods. One is data standard creation and easy creation. Data, okay, let's discuss about standard creation. It's give you more control and customization option for your database setup. uh, Easy create means set up your database quickly with default settings. In standard settings, we have customized options. In easy settings, we have default settings. We can quickly deploy the databases. Um, so here I am using a standard create because we need a customized setting. So I am going to use a standard create. Next here we have engine options. Already I have told the RDS works with different types of database like MySQL, Oracle servers and SQL server. These are the engines that RDS going to work with. So Aurora MySQL compatible and Aurora Postgre SQL compatible. This needs high performance, scalable, and reliable. Next, MySQL. It's an open source, commonly used for web application and general database. MariaDB, it's also a open source. It is a fork of MySQL database. It's similar to the MySQL database, but with some extra features. PostgreSQL, it is also a open source, used for complex queries and advanced feature. Oracle, Oracle, it is used for the enterprise level application, needs advanced features. This Oracle is going to use this in businesses. So Microsoft SQL, it's also a business. It's comes under Microsoft. So here I'm using Microsoft SQL because most of the members are familiar with the MySQL database. Here I'm going to use MySQL database, and along with that I'm going to create RDS within the MySQL database. Here I'm going to select MySQL database. uh, Version is 8.0 so guys, in templates we have three types. One is production, development, test, and free tiers. So production is like live applications that needs to run smoothly. When that time we use productions. Mm, and development and testings, for building and testing your applications before they are used in the real life. So while that time you guys use develop and testings. So free tires, use free tires for testing and learning without any cost, but with some limited resource. Here you get some limited resources, while it does not take so much amount to learn. Use a free trial. Next, DB identifiers. Here give database name. Guys, here you can also give your username and password to secure your database and to access the database. So I'm leaving as it is admin, and I'll set the password. Next one is connectivity. Under connectivity, you have two options. Um, that one is don't connect to an EC2 compute resource, connect an EC2 compute resources. Why we use MySQL in RDS? Mm, MySQL is one of the most popular open source relational database, meaning many applications and developers are already familiar with it. MySQL does not require license fees, which you can make it a cost effective choice for many applications. Uh, so here I need to connect my RDS MySQL database to the EC2 instance. So I'm connecting. So here I'll select the instances from that. So subnets group, let's take automatically. Uh, Select security groups, what we have selected. That's it, guys. Click create database. So password does not match. Okay. So guys, it took some times to create the database. I think it took some 3 to 5 minutes to create your database. So wait until your database gets created. So database gets created. Let's connect EC2 instance to check whether our database gets connected or not. So go to instances. The instance has already been running. Just select and connect the instances. So let's connect the EC2 instances. Sudo -i command is used to get the root access. So next, yum update -y. This command is going to update all the softwares on your Linux system to the latest version and does it automatically without asking for your approval at the each step. So, connect EC2 instances to the RDS MySQL database. You need to install MySQL server in the EC2 instances. So m install MySQL. So this command is going to install all the necessary package related to the MySQL database. So guys, to connect your EC2 instances to the RDS MySQL database, write a command SQL -h. Here you need to paste your endpoint URL So go to created database. Here you have endpoint. You need to copy this and go to instances. Paste here your endpoint and hyphen caps p 3306 hyphen u admin hyphen p. MySQL is the command line client. Hyphen H endpoint URL specify the host name or IP addresses of the MySQL server you are connecting to. Um, Hyphen caps P3006 specify the port number. The 3306 is the default port for MySQL. Hyphen U admin specify the MySQL username, and finally the hyphen p promotes you to enter a password for the specified username. Click enter. Here you need to enter your password while we creating the database. We set username and password, right? That password you need to enter here. So guys, that's it. Your RDS and EC2 instance are gets connected. Your MySQL connections uh, gets and here. Thank you.